So I want to ask you a question today. Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of living this life the way you have been? Aren't you exhausted with living for people that care nothing for you? Aren't you exhausted with this regular job that doesn't appreciate you, that doesn't value you, that doesn't see your worth, that doesn't honor you? Aren't you tired of having to grovel to people and suck up to people and have to pretend like everything's okay and you can't be your real self? Aren't you tired of never really having anybody that's for you, that you can talk to, that you can call on, that you know truly loves and cares about you? Aren't you tired of not knowing who you are or why you were created? Aren't you tired of just wondering? I want you to know why you're tired. Because you get to a point where even people get on your nerves. Yeah, even talking to people. What you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. We talking about this again. We don't talked about this 50 million times. We don't exhaust it. That conversation. Yeah. You tired of just doing the regular stuff because life just don't do it for you no more. I want you to understand what's happening. It's God that's burning off life as you know it. He's burning off your desire for life as you know it, so you can be hungry for more, for something different, for something extraordinary. See, we sometimes want to hold on to life as it is because we think it's okay. We think it's doable. We're like, Even if we don't like it, we know it and we're comfortable with the known. We're holding on to it with dear life. But the Lord wants to bring us into the more. See, God is waiting for you to get to the end of your life, the end of yourself, the end of you struggling, striving, and doing. Because he's like, now finally, they will seek out something radically different, something extraordinary, something more. But first, you got to be willing to let go of where you are. So you have this hunger and thirst to seek more. See, God wants you to get fully invested in this process of becoming. He wants you to enter into your promised land. See, when you get done doing all that you know to do, now he's ready to move you into what he can do. See, you may be getting bothered and upset with life as it is because it doesn't do it for you anymore. And you don't understand that's exactly where God desires you to be. Because how can you fully embrace the new if you are holding on to and desiring the old? He has to burn off the desire for the old so you'll let go of that and willingly, voluntarily embrace the new. Why? Because new is not always easy, because it's change. And people don't like change. People get like routines and they like, the knowns. They like to be able to have a handle on what's taking place. But the way how God operates, his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. The way how he desires you to live is so much different than the way how you live now. The way how he wants you to behave, the way how he wants you to conduct yourself, the way how he wants you to think, y'all. It's vastly different than what you've ever known. Because, see, you've been trained in this world by the ruler of this world, which is Satan, unbeknownst to you. He's got to walk you into and transition you into kingdom living, into kingdom being, into kingdom thinking. This isn't based off of the self, the hard work, the grit, the efforting, the having, the flesh, the materials. It's not built and established or rooted in any of that. There's no self-preservation. There's no need to self-secure and self-acquire and self-establish. It's not about the self. But how do you make that transition out of all of what you've known life to be and your way of moving in this world and transition into how God wants you to live and operate, to think? How do you switch from worldly living to kingdom living? He has to burn off your desire for the way how things are in the world so he can shift you over to an entirely different system, to kingdom living, to kingdom being. You see, when he had to pull the Israelites out from Egyptian slavery and bring them into the wilderness, he had to teach them not just the 10 commandments, but 613 of them laws, to teach them how to be his holy people. But first, he's got to burn the desire of Egypt off of you. See, because when things got challenging in the wilderness, living on God, living by his way, by his will, they kept desiring Egypt and wanting to go back. They like, we would have been better off over there. So he needs to burn that desire off of you. So some of you guys are getting bored, you're getting tired, you're getting restless with this world. You don't understand that that's God burning off that desire for you, because you've exhausted where you are. You've outgrown where you are. And he's trying to bring you into the next level of yourself, the next version of yourself, the next phase of your life. You've been there and done that. He desires now to show you something new. It's like he's sitting there asking, are you done yet? Are you done with life as you know it? Have you seen enough yet? Have you seen enough of what Satan has to offer and what Satan wants to do with you and how Satan wants you to live? You've done okay for yourself. I didn't create you just to be okay. I created you to be extraordinary. And you can do that through me. You just need to surrender and partner with me. So that I can show up in you, so I can begin the transformation. So I can transition you from what you've always known to what I knew of you when I formed you. It's okay. Know that the burning off is a part of the transition process. You just now have to ask yourself the question, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of this world as you know it, as life as you know it? Are you ready to lay down the weight that so besets you and move into God? I ask you now. God asks you, are you ready?